Brittney Griner, who was imprisoned in Russia, in a man's prison, which I had no idea about.
Brittney Griner is under fire for extremely aggressive behavior portrayed toward Caitlin Clark, the rookie from last year, the one that has everybody's focus in the WNBA. And this incident has, of course, gone viral online, but also sparked up some other skeletons in Brittney's closet that she probably wants to...
Brittney Griner just went into full panic mode after explosive medical details surfaced in the wake of her attack on Caitlin Clark. After a brutal elbow to Caitlin Clark in the middle of a heated game, Griner was caught on video mouthing something under her breath, and it didn't take long for the internet to explode. Fans lip-read the phrase, "trash-fussing white girl."
Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
The WNBA should investigate Brittney Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white girl.
And just like that, the WNBA's biggest name was at the center of a firestorm, but the backlash didn't stop at the court.
But apparently, Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. And one of the videos that give us cause to say that is this video. It is from her Instagram stories from years and years ago. It says on here 109 weeks ago, and I believe this was screenshotted and posted a year ago. So quite a while. Let's go ahead and watch this, and we'll talk about what we think after.
Flag you, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Brick, thank you. Get the fuck, get the hell out of here, yo. Jab stepping, just a brick. Swing and a miss.
Suddenly, old rumors came flooding back. Claims about her prison stint in Russia, questions about her eligibility to compete, even alleged medical evidence resurfaced. And this time, people weren't laughing them off. Now the league is silent, the media is divided, and Griner, she's in full-blown panic mode. Because what started as a hard foul on a rookie may end up triggering the biggest scandal in women's sports history. But that's just the beginning.
And Caitlin Clark. Now, Brittney Griner literally represents the woke trifecta in sports. She is black, she is gay, and she is a woman.
That's right, folks. This controversy just exploded again. There's growing speculation that Brittney Griner might actually be a man. But before we break down the DNA test bombshell, let's rewind to the moment on the court that reignited this firestorm. It was supposed to be just another intense matchup in the WNBA season, but this one had heat from the moment the whistle blew. Brittney Griner, the Phoenix Mercury's towering center, locked horns with Caitlin Clark, the league's newest superstar and media magnet. Tensions were high, physicality was expected, but no one predicted what came next. Midway through the third quarter, with the Indiana Fever pushing the pace, Clark drove to the rim, only to be met by a vicious elbow from Griner. The refs didn't hesitate. Flagrant foul, technical. Griner was yanked from the game, and the cameras followed her as she walked toward the bench, seething. That's when it happened. The slow motion clip that would soon go viral showed Griner turning her head and mouthing what many believe were the words, "trash fucking white girl." The reaction was instant and explosive. Fans hit pause and replay. Lip-reading experts chimed in. Comment threads lit up with debates. Was it a racial slur? Was she talking to Clark or the refs?
Is the WNBA okay with one of its players saying white girl on the bench and getting caught by TV cameras saying such? I guess they are. I guess they're okay with it. Obviously, the league would very much not be okay with a white player saying black girl on the bench in anger and getting caught by TV cameras. That would be an immediate suspension, if not a career ender for said white girl.
But that's not all, because as that clip blew up on social media, it cracked open a door that had been bolted shut for years. And what came rushing through would make the elbow seem like an afterthought. The controversy hadn't even cooled to room temperature when conspiracy channels on YouTube smelled blood. A grainy 3-year-old Instagram story, Brittney Griner in a private gym, shirtless, goofing around with friends, was dredged up and repackaged as proof she was never eligible for the WNBA. A flood of thumbnails screamed shocking doctor reveal, and WNBA fraud exposed. Their narrative was simple, intoxicating, and tailor-made for rage clicks. Anonymous sports medicine experts had allegedly studied Griner's bone structure, voice pitch, and injury history, then concluded she must be biologically male.
Griner, the WNBA's Brittney Griner, is in fact a man. And where a lot of this actually surfaced from, and I mean, you guys could probably say like, yo, isn't it obvious? Like her voice, you know, there's a lot of things that you can kind of look towards. However, this video actually resurfaced. It's an Instagram story from, I believe it says 109 weeks ago. I can't see from here, but over 2 years ago, that this video was recorded and it was recently leaked on Twitter. So Kelly, if we can go ahead and play this video, please, and then we'll have a discussion.
Value, Brittney. Let me see something real quick. Brick, thank you. Get the fuck.
Damn.
Look at the chat.
The claims got wilder by the hour. One creator insisted Instagram's own AI wouldn't have allowed the clip to stay up if the algorithm had detected a female torso. Therefore, the platform had quietly confirmed Griner's true sex. Another pointed to her 2022 detention in Russia, spinning a false tale that she'd been housed in a men's penal colony because Moscow already knew the truth. A third stitched slow motion footage of her elbowing Clark with diagrams comparing male and female scapular angles, warning that unfair bone density made her an on-court menace. Within a day, the rumors mutated into outright medical folklore, secret hormone tests, hushed up chromosomal reports, a phantom whistleblower from the league's health department. For every tweet demanding patience and facts, a dozen more treated the hoax as gospel. The Mercury's front office issued a curt no comment, which skeptics translated into guilt. Meanwhile, WNBA veterans found their own timelines swamped with strangers demanding they speak out.
Inclination is to say that this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors, but specifically the AI detection to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a bare female chest, we have to take this down. It obviously assumed that Brittney was male and therefore being topless on the platform was totally fine. It did not constitute.
Traditional media tried to pump the brakes. USA Today, the Associated Press, and multiple fact checkers reiterated what they'd written years earlier. Griner's passport, medical paperwork, and Olympic records all list her as female. They noted she served time in a women's penal colony, not the invented men's lockup. None of it mattered. The algorithm had tasted controversy, and now it wanted a feast. The reason this is happening: anger generates ad revenue, and ambiguity keeps viewers glued. But the rumor engine was about to collide with something far less forgiving than outrage clicks: cold, documented reality, and the next revelation would force even the loudest voices to pick a side.
Brittney is a weird case. He's a man, yes, that much is obvious, but not in the way that you think. He isn't trans. He's a straight cis male who was raised as a girl and given a girl's name by his parents. His mother is the insane one. She forced him to live as a female right up through high school, filled out all of his paperwork, including BC as female, and kept the charade going.
By day 3, the rumor machine was howling, but this time it smashed head-on into hard documentation and a stack of fact checks thicker than a playbook. First, the prison myth. Despite viral claims she'd been locked in a men's gulag, court records and human rights monitors confirm Griner served her sentence in IK2, a women's penal colony notorious for harsh conditions, not for housing male inmates. Next, the topless gym gotcha clip. Lead stories, Reuters, and multiple image forensics blogs have debunked the idea that Instagram's algorithm misgendered her. The platform's own transparency report shows no automated takedowns were triggered because partial nudity rules treat male and female athletes in sports settings the same. Simply put, the software didn't prove anything, and medical paperwork from Team USA's 2016 and 2021 Olympic rosters lists Griner as female, certified by US and international governing bodies. Personally, I'm not buying it, but what about you? Do you think there's any truth to it? Then there's the alleged slur. High-res broadcast audio never picked up Griner's words, and the WNBA's internal review notes only a mouthed phrase, indecipherable. Even the viral slow-mo clip is a fan angle with crowd noise drowning. the moment. Expert lip readers who weighed in on national outlets are split down the middle, some hearing trash white girl, others whack call. The league's communication staff privately conceded they may never get conclusive proof, and tech disciplines can't be levied on half-heard syllables.
Riley's point, though, I think it is important. If the inverse had been said by a white person, just imagine the outrage that would be taking place right now. There is just so much hypocrisy in every institution, but particularly the WNBA, who are very fond of virtue signaling. But even when it comes to Brittney's exchange for like the Merchant of Death, which is insane, by the way. But had that been just like a straight white girl, my guess is that straight white girl would probably still be rotting.
But listen to this. The WNBA's credibility crisis isn't over. Their biggest test comes next, when silence is no longer an option and sponsors threaten to bolt if the league keeps dodging the microphone. Political pressure is mounting too. Indiana Senator Jim Banks blasted the league's double standard after it spent a week probing unsubstantiated fan slur accusations against Angel Reese, yet offered no timeline on the Griner review. Governor Mike Braun echoed that demand, saying the WNBA needs to show the same urgency when its own stars cross the line. Inside league headquarters, staffers admit they're boxed in, suspend Griner without ironclad audio, and they risk a grievance from the players' union. Do nothing, and sponsors may bolt. According to a leaked memo, executives floated using enhanced lip-reading AI, but engineers warned results would be probabilistic, not definitive. Reporters camp outside the league office, but the only public word is a bland 7-line statement about ongoing review. Insiders say Engelbert has scheduled crisis calls with every team owner, stressing that competitive integrity is on the line. Yet the silence grows louder, and even normally neutral commentators now ask whether the league protects its image at the expense of accountability. Meanwhile, chatter inside locker rooms across the league is reaching a boiling point. One Mercury player privately told a beat writer she's sick of babysitting the brand, while a pair of Eastern Conference role players went on an Instagram live, only half joking, that they're bringing receipts if the league punishes them more harshly than its marquee names. Sponsors don't just slap logos on jerseys, they buy the promise that competition is fair, safe, and marketable. If Brittney Griner's flagged footage ends in a shrug from League HQ, every brand manager from Chicago to Shenzhen suddenly has to wonder what other storms might be brewing beneath that polished highlight reel. One apparel executive put it bluntly in a leaked email: "We can't sell empowerment on Monday and dodge accountability on Tuesday." At the same time, advocacy groups on both ends of the social spectrum have latched onto the saga to push their own agendas. Anti-trans activists brandish the rumor mill as proof that women's sports need stricter biological checkpoints. Equality organizations fire back, warning that witch hunts masquerading as due diligence could erase hard-won opportunities for LGBTQ+ athletes. Sports law professors predict a wave of litigation no matter which way the league rules. Several scenarios sit on Engelbert's desk. Number 1, do nothing. Hope the clip fades and the rumor mill burns itself out. Risk. Sponsors leave, players revolt, integrity erodes. Number 2, suspend pending review, sideline Griner until independent. Audio forensics conclude. Risk. Grievance from the union. Accusations of bias. Potential legal showdown. Number 3, full transparency blitz. Release all footage. Commission an outside panel. Live stream the findings. Risk. Whatever truth lies in the data becomes permanent history, good or bad. Insiders say option 3 is gaining traction, if only because every alternative looks worse under fluorescent boardroom lighting. One owner reportedly quipped, "We can survive ugly facts. We can't survive being labeled a cover-up." The countdown has begun, and every day without a statement is another day hashtags harden into public verdicts. But before the league makes its move, one question still ripples through arenas, boardrooms, and living rooms alike. What does real accountability look like when the entire sport is on trial? So here we are. A 5-second sideline clip has spun the WNBA into a perfect storm of rumor, outrage, and existential doubt. Brittney Griner faces a legacy-defining inquiry. Caitlin Clark shoulders the weight of a league's conscience, and every stakeholder, fans, sponsors, players waits for a verdict that could rewrite the rulebook for women's athletics. Will the WNBA choose transparency and weather the fallout, or gamble on silence and hope the uproar fades? The next statement they release could echo for decades. Until then, the ball is, in every sense of the phrase, in their court. If you believe the league owes its fans and athletes the full truth, hammer that like button, subscribe, and drop your take below. Because whatever happens next, you're not just watching history, you're helping shape it.